In the next edition of It's About Money, my guest will be Meg Gaiman. She's a singer, songwriter, and just a wonderful person all the way around. So be in tune for our next show, It's About Money. I'm Nannette Nocon. Hello and welcome to another edition of It's About Money. I'm Nannette Nocon and thank you for joining us. I'm delighted that our guest this show is singer-songwriter Meg Gaiman, who recently introduced a new CD called Leap. So very excited to have you here.
Thanks, Nannette. It's great to be here.
So to tell me about this remarkable transition that you made in 2014.
Well, I just made the decision I was going to move from kind of the local singer-songwriter, kind of folk, independent rock folk artist, and really try to broaden my horizons to be more of a commercially friendly pop kind of a musician, and take it to the national level, hopefully.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So you have a day job, if you
I
will.
do.
So tell me about what your day job is briefly, because that's not the purpose of our. But it's just the transition, because so many people are afraid to make that change. You know what I mean? It's or in your case, just kind of taking a break from what you're doing in the day job. So
yeah, it's not even really so much of a break as it is I mean, I'm lucky in that I work in a school. I'm a school counselor for the last 23 years. I've been a junior high school counselor and continue to do that. So I'm lucky in that I have summers off. So I really can devote a lot of time during the summer to the music. And then once the school year starts, it's it's fitting it in on the weekends and rehearsing on the school nights, and then trying to get out there doing shows on the weekends, and then hopefully some mini kind of regional tours over the school breaks.
yeah, oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So really, you have a lot of energy, because many people doing their normal job, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I'm pooped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you go out there.
But when you're doing something you love, it doesn't feel like you need a lot of energy. It's just there because you love it.
Yes,
So it's never really been an option to not do it.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, how would you characterize the year that you were making the album? Because it's a fantastic CD. I
Thank
just
you.
really love
I'm
the
so
music
glad you like
and all
it.
that. So,
Thanks.
So tell me about how would you describe it past year? Because how many months did it take,
It's
actually?
almost exactly a year
Okay.
in the making. The record itself is electronic pop, influenced heavily by rock and blues, but with a lot of dance energy in it. There's a lot of, it's hard to classify, and sometimes from a marketing standpoint that can be difficult, but from a more artistic, creative, organic standpoint, I love that, because it's not just kind of fitting in one category. However, when you're looking to market your stuff, you need to categorize it. You need to know your audience, and you need to know how to get it out there. So it's tough to genre-tize it, but it's pop for sure. But I think it meets a lot of different. It's got some good crossover appeal into other different areas too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Within the album, you write from one song.
Oh,
to the
yeah.
next. It's just really nice variety
Right.
and energy. It's
Yeah,
really,
thanks.
really great. No, tell me about the background singing. Is that you as well? So you overlaid it. It's
all
like, okay,
vocals are
that
me.
sounds like her too.
And her.
Right.
I cloned myself.
Yeah, because I guess you could do that with music. Like you could. I know my nephew does that for fun. He plays one instrument and then does overlay another.
Yeah.
And like that's her in stereo.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's very nice. Is that the preferred way, or is it because you're getting started that funds are limited and you have to do it that way? I mean, I love it. Rather than having other voices.
Right. I think for this project it was a budgetary thing. I mean, I was happy to do it. It's so much fun to sing along, and just keep redubbing and laying down different tracks. But it would also be wonderful to have a group of other singers in there lending a different texture, But next project.
Yes,
Yeah.
there we go. So how was the process different than what you had expected? Or was it what you expected it to be?
I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
I raised money through a Kickstarter campaign, which was amazing and a wonderful, wonderful experience. And so when I went down to work with David Chance, who's the producer of the record, I really didn't know what to expect. So we just hit the ground running right away. And I would say that was probably the first surprise for me, was how quickly and easily we kind of fell into collaborating. It was super, super easy and fun, and we just had a great synergy going from moment one. So that was great.
And would you attribute that to his professionalism and in the fact that he's been in the business for a while, or is it just pure luck?
No, it's definitely not luck. With David, he's a consummate professional. He is, and he's an amazing musician. He's got an ear for melodies, but also at the mixing board. I mean, his production skills are fantastic, and he's a very accomplished singer and performer himself. So he knows all aspects of the business, but also in the studio, he's an artist. At his core, he's an artist. And I think that's where the connection really was. That when I got to his studio, it immediately became like, we called it the lab. It was like we would just kind of hone in on something, whether it was a lyrical something or a rhythmic something, and then build a song around that. And I didn't set out, when I came to him with the project, I had a number of songs that I'd already written. I mean, I've written hundreds and hundreds of songs, but I kind of cherry-picked the ones I thought would be the best for this project. And we ended up, there are 10 tracks on the record, and we only ended up using 2 of the original songs I had in mind. And we co-wrote 7 of the rest, and then he gave me the 10th song. One of his compositions, which is one of the best, I think, one of the best songs on there. So.
Oh, great. That's great. So how did you connect with each other? How did you find him, or how do you find you?
I was working on a different project, and David also he's a videographer and photographer. His production company does kind of the whole package for artists. And so he was brought into the project I was working on previously to do a bio video for me. And we connected, and it was great, and I loved it, and the product was beautiful. And then it ended up not working out, the original project. So I contacted him and said, hey, can I hire you? Can we work together? Because I just got such a good vibe from him.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice way. Sometimes you just never know. It starts out with a different purpose, and then what a brilliant ending.
That's the universe for you.
Brilliant transition, I should say, ending, because it's really, I'm sure you'll have lots of other projects down the road. So that's really great. So when did you realize that it was time to really put energy into putting an album together? Because you've been performing in Rochester and some other places, but when did you decide, like, okay, time to do it? Was it that time that he was going to do the video biography, or was it like, what made that happen?
Well, I mentioned the other project that I was working on when I met David, and the guy I was working with for that, I was kind of doing my thing here in Rochester locally, very happy to be doing my either all original band, This Other Life, or cover stuff, or playing coffee houses or songwriter shows, and it was nice. And I was actually playing a wedding for a good friend, and this guy came up to me at the end of the wedding and asked me if I wanted to work together. And he had a pretty great pedigree too. He'd worked with a number of pretty well-known musicians, and asked me if I wanted to work together, and I said, absolutely, I'd love to. And it wasn't something that I was expecting or looking for. I'd kind of, that, I won't say I'd given up on the dream of being a national rock and roll singer, but I'd sort of been like, okay, I'm happy, I'm content, I'm so blessed, I have this great job that I love, I have a wonderful family life, and I get to do music on top of it. Isn't this wonderful? And then this guy comes into my life, and it sort of poked that tiger again, like, he thinks I've got something, maybe I could, what the heck, let's try it again. So I think that was more the moment for me, where it became like, you know what? I got nothing to lose. This is what I love to do more than anything, is to create and sing and play. So that was when it started. And then like I said, things didn't work out with that original guy. And then, but because I had met David, and I just had a feeling about him, and it paid off.
Yeah, that's great. I
Yeah.
think that's terrific. It's
Yeah.
nice that you were doing videos and had extras of the people who were part of your Kickstarter.
Yes,
I
that
think
was
that's
very
really
fun. That was a lot of fun.
And it sounds like it was a community-wide event to the community of people who support you. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's
yes.
nice that way. Then
I
people are
have-
engaged.
I'm very, very blessed in that I have a great fan base here in Rochester. Like amazing. They've been
Yeah.
supporting and following me for over 20 years. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so fantastic. Now, what has been your inspiration in being a songwriter? I mean, that's that's a wonderful talent to have.
Thank you.
And
The songwriting, I would say, is not, like the singing, I grew up singing, so I feel like that was kind of in my DNA. The songwriting has definitely been an evolving, and continues to be an evolving learning process for me. I forgot your original question.
well, which is what your inspiration. You know.
Yeah, as far as when I write songs, I have a couple of different things I would say that inspire me. Definitely, I've written a lot of songs from painful places. You know, I tend to be more introspective when I'm in a place of, like, how did this happen to me? What does it mean for me in my life? So a lot of times that can be an inspiration. I would say more recently, though, I've been looking to write songs that are more upbeat, more fun, more infectious kind of grooves. But lyrically, I love to write. I'm a lyricist at heart, and so I like to think that even my pop record or my pop songs have good lyrics, thoughtful lyrics that people can connect with.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And the one with the, I don't know if you wrote that one, the Me Without You.
That's David.
And it's like, wow, that's like, I can just picture these different images that are
Yeah,
described there, you
right,
know what I
right,
mean?
exactly.
I think that's the roar, with your line without a roar, like,
Yeah.
okay, that's really cute.
Yeah.
But you sang it so beautifully.
Thank
It's like,
you.
it's very nice, really a fun music. So, and do you have a favorite type of music, or do you just like, I mean, different genres? Some people like country and, whatever, but is there a favorite for you?
I don't have a favorite. I have, I love R&B. I mean, R&B is I feel like that runs through my veins. When I talk R&B, though, I'm thinking more old school. Like the R&B, today's R&B I don't really vibe with it as much as, your Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, that whole genre. 80s kind of R&B, 80s, 90s, Commodores, Temptations, that sort of thing, That's what I grew up on. That's what I love to sing the most.
Okay.
But I'm also a folkie, and I love to write folk and sing folk music. And, I'm not, people use the word country. Country's morphed into more of a, you can still hear the twang, but in terms of the song structure and what you hear on a country station now, it seems like rock and roll to me.
I'm with you. I think it's amazing how artists have labeled their songs country. It's the only growing segment, really, if you take a look at dollars.
Right.
And it's like, so if we could squeeze it into country, we'll make a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So
right.
it's like the sound is so different. It's
Yeah.
not country, but what the heck?
Yeah. Right.
Let's ride with that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times it's how they package a song. With the look of the artist and the feel of the band and the instrumentation, even you get a nice little pedal steel in there.
Yeah, right, put some
Country.
hay,
Yeah.
and some fencing.
Mini Pearl.
That's right. So anyway, so now in the gigs that you do in the community, you've done quite a few. How do you connect yourself? So it's like if you have a viewer who is an artist, and like, well, how do you get that gig? I mean, you get a lot of gigs in town. How do you reach out? Do they call you? I mean, or a combination of both? Or?
Combination of both. When you're at the local level, it's not like people are pounding down the doors. You have to go out and find the gigs. Yeah. It's nice when you can find a gig at a place where the people who own the place are music appreciators, and especially when the club itself is known for having good music. Okay. Those are my favorite kind of gigs. Because then you have an audience that's there because they appreciate music, and they're there because they want to hear what you have. to offer,
Sure.
you know.
So it's also like, we'll go there, we'll know we'll hear great music, even if we
Exactly.
don't know who's really playing tonight.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
That's how I
right.
view like the little theater. Being
Yeah.
That it's, it's like, okay, just show up. There's some movie that you will like.
Absolutely.
Around 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Right, or even in the cafe with the
Yes,
music.
yes,
you know,
that's right.
you're going to get some good quality music in there, no
Yes.
matter what night you go in.
Yes,
you know,
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
you know, I've had so many years of playing gigs where people are you're just the background, and people don't. And when you're doing cover songs, that's one thing, and you tend to get people drawn in more when you're playing stuff they're familiar with. But when you're performing your own stuff, if you try to perform original music in a bar, it doesn't ever go over well, because people are there to party, they're there to have fun, they're not there to sit and try to listen to a new song that they're not familiar with.
They can't really hear it. Can't be heard. Yeah.
Right. And so, you're up there pouring your heart out, and people are playing darts right
Yeah.
right by your face.
We'll take a little break here. It's been fun talking.
Thanks.
We'll be right back. My guest is Meg Gaiman, an artist, songwriter. We'll be right back.
But this ain't the love mama taught to you. It's a love that sets the course. She makes all the rules. Sometimes the lesson learned is you're the fool. You're the fool. Oh, welcome to love school. But she wrote,
And we're back. I'm Nannette Nocon. It's about money. My guest is singer-songwriter Meg Gaiman. Thanks again for being here.
You betcha.
What a joy. So are you represented by an agent?
I'm not right now. I'm actually working on that right now. So that will make getting the gigs a whole lot easier. And especially since I want to start branching out. The plan is to branch out to more regional shows, so Buffalo, Syracuse, Ithaca, Rochester. And I need an agent to do that, someone who's got some connections already, who can pound the pavement for me, and hopefully then get more exposure. And
Oh, that's great. So it's nice that you're looking at a kind of a regional area first before branching out
Yep.
and seeing how that all works.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think it's easy? Do you think an artist can make it without an agent, or you think it's hard to do that? I mean,
It depends on what the goal is, I would say. The internet is, as we know, a great tool for getting yourself out there globally. But it's also, there are lots of tricks and tips to doing that as I'm learning and trying to learn and stay on top of social media and how to make that work for you. If you're a songwriter and you're trying to get your songs heard or purchased or used in television, film, commercials, that's another really great way to try to make some money. It's difficult to go, because my goal right now is to go as an independent artist. So I don't have a label. I'm not on anybody's label. The upside of that is I have all the creative freedom I want. The downside to that is I don't have the money behind me to do, the marketing that a label can do for you and the distribution that a label can do for you. So it's a lot of work.
but it's not something that you don't have to discount that entirely. You don't have to eliminate it. But it's not right. So I mean,
Being on a label?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So it's something like you just kind of. It would be great to have that. The
Absolutely.
Distribution. So,
Yeah. But I think at this point in my life too, I'm not looking to just get picked up by somebody and then and then give up who I am creatively. Like, that wouldn't be an option for me.
I see.
So it would be a good problem to have, if I was struggling with,
To be
do I
conflicted by that, right?
do I want to sign with this label? But, cross that bridge when we come to it.
Sure,
Right now, I'm okay doing it independently, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I think product is wonderful and the art's there, and it's just really about that.
Yeah, right.
I like that about you. So how have you capitalized on social media in terms of getting your name and your song out there? I mean, I like that you had this little CD Baby. I've never heard of that before.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that
CD Baby is a great platform for selling your music.
I see. So you just kind of let people know they buy and whatever and put that in, and it's I'm not familiar with it until I
Yeah.
saw it. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like in iTunes.
I see.
They give you a better cut,
I
for your money than iTunes does,
I
which
see,
is
I
nice.
see. Okay, well, that's good. It's
Yeah.
all about money, so
Right.
that's good about
Yeah,
that. That's great.
absolutely.
That's great. And then you use also crowdfunding, which was
Mhm.
very successful at financing
Yeah.
the initial start.
Mhm.
And would you do that again? Like if you had, would you use that kind of source of raising money? Is that a viable, or do you just say, oh, gee, that worked, but I would try other things?
Well, when there's no money, you're ready to try anything.
Yes, I see. But it was a good,
You know,
good experience.
I guess you can only go to the well so many times. You know, I would be leery of, I don't know. I've thought a lot about it, because if I do get to the point where I'm ready to try to put together some sort of, touring, there's going to need to be money behind that, and I don't have that yet. So if I decided to do that, would I check out crowdfunding again? Definitely.
Sure.
But it would have to feel like taking it to the next level to ask again.
I see. Okay, not laterally.
Not to just
but
go
yeah.
do another record.
Yes,
I feel
yes.
like the people who supported me and helped raise, they raised it, $17,000. I mean, that paid for the package to work with David, 10-song CD, 2 videos, and I wouldn't want to go to that. Like I said, I wouldn't want to go for that kind of thing again. But if I was taking it up a notch and people wanted to support me in that next step, I would do that.
Yeah, that's great. It's wonderful that you have a lot of respect for the people, because you're right. You don't want to come back. You don't want to turn them away against you.
Right.
You want them to
right.
continue to
Well,
support
that's
your
their
art
hard-earned
form.
money. People don't just fork that over for no good reason.
Sure,
you
sure.
know.
They've
So
got to
I'm-
be able to feel
Right.
and want to support you.
Yeah, and
so-
I'm immensely grateful for that.
Yeah. Now, how do you price performances? Like, say, okay, this gig is going to cost I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, $500, whatever. How do you price that? Is it about time? Is it about the equipment? Is it about you like the person and you'll price it better than others?
Yes.
Okay.
Exposure too, like we did the Park Ave Fest and didn't get paid for that, which is okay, because that's, first of all, it's Park Ave Fest.
Sure,
and,
sure. Yeah,
that's
that's
my
like-
neighborhood,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm happy to do it.
Uh-huh.
Also, it's good exposure. I sold some CDs, and so merchandise is really where an independent musician makes money.
I see.
So that is something that, and you don't sell your merch unless you're out there doing it.
Sure, sure, yeah.
So merchandise and ticket sales are the two kind of ways to get some cash flow happening. And then internet sales, however, people can pretty much rip and pirate and get whatever they want off the internet now without paying for it, if they're, savvy enough. But that's just the way it is now.
Sure.
So it's the merchandise and ticket sales that really can keep you in the game.
So you got to think of ways to support the craft, as opposed to just saying, oh, I'm just going to stick with my music. Because you're
Right.
right, there's a lot of potential gaps, but if you can keep going
Yeah.
by having revenue
Yeah.
stream come through.
Yeah,
then
and there's
that's
a
very
lot that
good
goes
thing.
along with that, a lot of learning, and I'm also learning to bring people in who can help, so that I'm not having to learn it all, which is my tendency to want to try to, figure it all out myself.
Right.
But, if there are people who I can pay for their expertise, so I don't have to try to, upload all that into my brain.
There you go. That's a better way. It would be like me learning how to sing, and that would not happen. So my family used to pay me a quarter for
To not
to not sing. Here's a quarter. Stop.
Is that how you got your start, honey?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, at church, my husband says, "Not so loud, honey."
Just mouth the word.
That's right. So how do you continue to renew yourself, your music? I mean, do you listen to a lot of different music? Do you go to a lot of concerts? How does the fire continue?
I actually recently started listening more to what's out there. I think it's a really good practice to do. There's such amazing musicians on the airwaves these days, and things like Pandora and Spotify, where you can listen, kind of put in your basic stuff, and it beep boop boop beep boop. The algorithms sort of send music your way based on what you like, and So you hear a lot of great stuff, which is wonderful. I love that. I also spend a lot of time listening to my ideas, my voice recorder, or when I've recorded at rehearsal with the band. I'm constantly listening, editing, rewriting, thinking about different ways to say or sing things. So I spend a lot of time cogitating.
Yeah, there you go. That's fantastic. So what is the next move? So it sounds to me like it's marketing your CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And I have a great local band now that we just got, we've been playing together for about 3 or 4 months now. And it's this really nice mix of old school R&B covers and original songs that are on the record that we've kind of put our own spin on. And that's been really, really great, really fulfilling to work with a new group of musicians and to pull a new project together. I love that. I really look forward to rehearsals and shows with these guys. Meg Gaiman and the Influence.
Oh, that's very catchy.
Yeah,
I love it.
thanks.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. I wish I had more time to ask
Me
you
too.
lots of
I love
questions
talking
because
to you,
it's
Nannette.
fantastic.
Yes.
So I thank you, our viewers thank you, and
Thanks for having me.
Meg Gaiman, we just released a CD called Leap, and I'm Nannette Nocon, and it's about money, and thank you for joining us.
Is this the end of the honeymoon? Just one fly away on a big balloon. You used to make my heart go boom. Now I'm feeling out of tune, trying to figure out where our love is at. Now our harmonies are falling flat. I'm tired of staring at the moon, 'cause I'm feeling out of tune. Got up this morning, wrong side of the bed, remembering all the things we said. Just like a kid without the snare, there's an emptiness in here. Everything used to be so smooth, now it seems we lost our groove. How did it go from right to wrong? We've become another sad song. Is this the end of the honeymoon? Just one fly away on a big balloon. You used to make my heart go boom. Now I'm feeling out of tune, trying to figure out where our love is at. Now our harmonies are falling flat. I'm tired of staring at the moon, 'cause I'm feeling. I'm feeling attitude. We were like a symphony, now we're just a simple melody. Minor setbacks are for real, but this doesn't have to be a major deal. So here's the lightning and the rain. I'm praying that we will sustain in the eye of this here storm. Our love can keep us warm. Is this the end of the honeymoon? Just one fly away on a big balloon. You used to make my heart go. You make my heart go boom. Trying to figure out where our love is at. Now our harmonies are falling flat. I'm tired of staring at the moon, 'cause I'm feeling I'm feeling attitude.